Harry, this is Lord Potato, and this is What If Naruto Was the Reincarnation of Donquixote Doflamingo? Part 5. Yes, this is a return of 1 year fucking go, because, well, mostly I remember on part 4, or not remember, mostly I rewatched part 4, and I remember saying, yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna upload part 5. Never fucking did. Yeah, I'm probably gonna hear multiple, what's it called, when I rewatch a bunch of other what ifs. I'm gonna probably hear, yeah, I'm gonna record this tomorrow. 2 years later, I'm here. Or 1 year later, yeah, you get the point. Months later, yeah, I'm here. Fuck's sakes. But other than that, let me begin into this what if. Let me shut the fuck up. Also, I might have to do a recap because, yes, I realized in doing this what if, mostly part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, I realized I actually did a recap on each of those, even though it wasn't actually a month ago from those parts. But yeah, I'm gonna have to do a recap. So I'm gonna just do a recap for part 4. You can watch part 4 and then it will just do you a recap for part 3, yada yada. But not the point. I'm not gonna go recap from the beginning of part 1, beginning of part 4. So yeah, I don't care. So other than that, let me begin into this what if. I should also mention that yes, there is a playlist for this what if. When it's over, it's going to say end. Well, the end of this part, but not the end. Just end because yeah. Because I kind of realized that mostly a lot of people do actually watch the playlist of different what ifs. Because mostly I did talk to Singularity, and of course Singularity they kind of told me that where the fucking playlist at. But yeah. But not the fucking point. Let me begin this what if. Let me shut the fuck up. I'm going to try to do this for 1 hour. If I can't, then I'm just going to go to sleep. But yeah, other than that, I have too much sugar because I was like, yeah, I just ate a popsicle a while ago. I mean an ice cream popsicle, but not the point. That and also mostly Isaac Black. We were doing a what if and yeah, that shit was hilarious. I feel like I got him demonetized, but hey, it's all fine. He's going to kill me for that. But not the point. But other than that, let me begin this what if. Let me shut the fuck up. And yeah. Also, yeah, pretty much. But we go into mostly, well, a recap in this what if. So, what happened last time was mostly Naruto himself was actually fighting in the kind of bridge arc. Well, not entirely in the bridge arc. It was after the bridge arc, mostly him, his brother, Menma, who's actually kind of a twin brother. Then there is, what's it called? Mostly, Sarina. Sarina is a blood user, kind of, snow user, or mostly hydroton user. So, yeah. She's actually kind of considered to be kind of lovers with, Naruto, but not entirely. Then there's actually someone named Hakin, Hakin is actually friends with Menma, but not the point. She's actually the daughter of mostly Zabuza. Well, not entirely the daughter, but she's actually the younger sister of Haku. But yeah, but mostly Zabuza is considered to be like the stepfather of them, but not the point. But yeah, of course, there's also someone named Rosano, Rosano is actually Sarina's actually father. But yeah, but other than that, they kind of went to the, well, mostly Tazuna arc, the bridge builder arc, defeated Gato, or mostly Naruto was the one to cut them all into millions of pieces, and of course using his strings, but not the point. This where, well, he also kind of, yeah, he was someone to save Haki and other things, blah blah blah, Haku also, but not the point. They kind of went to the tuning exams after kind of saving them, blah blah blah. But of course, mostly Haki was actually put on that team, but yeah, not the point. The team had to go into the tuning exams. The tuning exams was basically Naruto fighting Rock Lee, kicking the shit out of him, and also kicking the shit out of Neji. Also going into the tuning exam, kind of like walking in while everyone sent bloodlust at him. He sent basically Conqueror's Haki to knock almost everyone out. When after the written exam, because he kind of used Opposition Haki to kind of like look into, well, mostly movement, to actually hear movement and see movement and how people are writing, just to cheat. But yeah, he could actually could have like did something crazier, but nah, he just used Opposition. But not the point. This where, well, there was also mostly Uncle still smashing into a window, kind of telling these fuckers to go outside. And yeah, when they went outside, mostly Uncle tried to send a kunai straight towards Naruto. Naruto cut it into a million pieces. Now Naruto and Enma are, well, not Enma, mostly Menma in this one are called mostly, well, Naruto is called Donquixote Doflamingo. Mostly Enma is called Rosinante Donquixote, but yeah, I should mention that. Also, mostly when I was rewatching these parts of mostly in the recaps, but what if part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4? Not gonna lie, it was so cringe of me fucking up the names of Doflamingo and mostly the last name Donksy and mostly Rosinante. And yeah, it was just fucking cringe. I'm not gonna do it at all. I don't care. I just gotta finish these what if. But yeah, but not the point. With that happening, mostly when Uncle tried to throw the kunai, Naruto cut into a million pieces, literally turned into dust because thanks to his strings were so fast. He also fought against mostly, or not fought, he surprise attacked still with Uncle kind of explaining, but surprise attack mostly Orochimaru and actually kill him. This is where, well, Kabuto didn't actually reveal himself because, well, he can't. Because if he does, then Naruto would kill him instantly, but yeah. Uncle was surprised that mostly Naruto killed, well, Orochimaru, but yeah, it was just surprising. But not the point. We go from mostly that time skip to mostly them kind of getting the scroll, the heaven scroll, and of course going towards the death force. But yeah, but there's where I left it off. And let me begin this what if let me shut the fuck up. But first, get water. So we go into mostly Naruto, kind of getting towards mostly the death forest. While mostly they are all kind of running through the death forest, kind of, well, not even running, just walking through it. This is where, well, mostly Rosinante, who is actually Menma, who is kind of walking next to his brother and saying, I'm so tired. Can we just go somewhere to fall asleep? Naruto says, yeah, let's just keep walking. This is where Hakin and even was called, mostly. Sarina kind of says, Naruto, did you feel that? Or mostly Doflamingo, did you feel that? They whisper that to, Naruto. Naruto looks at them and says, yeah, I did. This is where he can send multiple group of teams trying to sneak up on them and try to kill them. This is where, well, we'll see Doflamingo, who's actually Naruto. I'm gonna either say Doflamingo or Naruto, but doesn't matter. But yeah. But pretty much, we go into mostly a time skip of mostly them walking around. But of course, mostly the ninjas that were trying to surprise attack them try to get closer, but this where when they tried to kind of get closer, they all got trapped in literally strings. They all were literally having pierced through their skin by strings. This is where, well, all of them. All like 15 of them. But yeah, this is where, well, all of them were just shocked, wide in their eyes, and some of them couldn't even move. This is where their scrolls was taken out of their body thanks to the strings, and this is where, well, Naruto appears right in front of them and kind of laughing like he was floating up in the air, holding onto mostly the sky with string because he was floating with mostly the cloud kind of moving slowly. And that's where he kind of grins and looks at them and says, what a bunch of pathetic weaklings you are. You dare try to, well, sneak upon me? You guys are so pathetic. All of you be gone from my sight. This is where he decides to use his strings to start cutting through them. But of course, just giving them such small cuts that pretty much he also pulled out literally a lemon from his pocket. And this is where, well, he grins because he also has salt. This is where, well, while all the ninjas were kind of hurt and bleeding, they notice, well, what Naruto is trying to do, and they all right now horror and pain because they can't move because their legs, nerves are actually taken out. This is where Naruto says, don't worry, I might not have enough lemon and salt, but that doesn't matter. This is where he grabs mostly, he kind of summons water magic, like makes a water ball from using the kind of moisture around him. And this is where he can actually kind of do something like this. And this is where, well, he decides to put some lemon, like a lot of it, and start stirring it with salt in. And this is where, well, he then throws it upon the kind of enemies. All of them wind their eyes, and all they can do is just scream so fucking loud that it deafens people far away. This is where, well, mostly Garo is killing people and says, well, quite pathetic. This is where, well, both mostly Tomari and what's it called? Not Kabuto, mostly Conqueror were just walking, and of course they were kind of scared of Garo, but they heard a scream. They're like, what kind of monster did that? What is that? It sounds like a bunch of people scream at the same time. Where is there a monster here? Well, then there is that guy, that blonde-haired guy. Conqueror said to Tomari. Tomari says, yeah, that cute guy. This is where, well, mostly, well, not cute guy. Mostly, she kind of talks mostly about, well, Enma. But yeah, and yeah, Emma. Not Enma, Menma, but not the point. This is where, well, mostly Conqueror does not understand why his sister is interested in mostly Menma, but yeah. But this is where, well, we go into a time skip later on. This is where, well, Hawking kind of looks at mostly, well, Doflamingo and says, was that necessary? Sarina says, that was not necessary at all, Doflamingo. This is where, well, mostly Doflamingo chuckles and says, of course it was necessary. They all felt pain. Very, very stingful pain. This is where, well, mostly they sweat off, and they know how cruel and trollish mostly, how should I say, Naruto is, but yeah. This is where, well, we go into mostly a time skip later. They're right now getting towards the kind of tuning exams kind of exit, because they already got their scrolls. But before getting over there, this is where, well, they kind of find Team 7's kind of group all fucked up and battered. Now, of course, mostly Sasuke is fine. He doesn't have the curse mark. But who is right now in front of them is Kabuto and the Sound Ninjas. Kabuto is trying to replicate mostly the kind of curse mark and try to put it on Sasuke. But before doing that, this is where, well, strings appear all around him. And this is where, well, Kabuto could not react fast enough. This is where he got cut into literally a million pieces. And yes, he got cut into a million pieces. Not scratches around his body. Cut. This is where, well, the Sound Ninjas wind their eyes as they're realizing who actually appeared right in front of them. This is none other than Doflamingo. Doflamingo grins and sends such a powerful wave of Conqueror Sasuke straight towards the Sound Ninjas. This is where they fall down in terror. This is where we almost see Doflamingo was walking towards them with such a menacing walking stance, and right now strings right now turning fire. This is where, well, he says Ito Ito no Mi, flame hell. Well, mostly he says flame cuts. This is where, well, before mostly the Sound Ninjas can't even react, they were cut into literally just millions pieces, but yeah, or mostly 5 pieces. This is where he was screaming like a madman. But this is where, well, mostly Sasuke tries to attack. But this is where, well, Naruto sends such a powerful elbow down to the ground near where Sasuke was kind of trying to hit him because he dodged anyway. This is where, well, Sasuke could not dodge and got hit so hard he got knocked out entirely. This is where, well, he was just knocked out for the count. Sasuke came out of nowhere and says, "No, my Sasuke-kun!" This is where, well, mostly Naruto saw this bitch trying to run towards him, and all he did was kick her right in the stomach so hard that probably it broke her ribs. This is where, well, mostly Naruto did not care. He literally never cared about her. Sai looks kind of scared and right now nervous with Naruto and says, "You know, it's really unnecessary to attack Leaf Shinobis." This is where, well, mostly Naruto walks to Sai and says, "Do you think I see Ru Anbu trash like you as shinobis? Please. Like if I ever decide to believe and see you people as shinobis." This is where Sai right now gets scared and trying to walk backwards. Before Sai can even do any of that, this is where Naruto appeared behind him like in a, what's it called, not flashlight, but a body flicker, and sent such a powerful knee into him. He got knocked down and anything. Now, you see here, this wasn't actually the real Naruto, it was only a clone. And the clone right now poof away, but yeah. But we go into the actual team right now getting towards, well, the place they needed to go. Now, the place they needed to go, and they summon out the scrolls and summon out their sensei. The sensei says, "Hello there. You all 4 made it. And I can see that one of you managed to kill Asani. But that doesn't matter. Well, other than that, I'm so proud of all of you. All of you are going to get that Chunin rank." That's where, well, he was smiling. He even had a very kind of pervertish kind of smile when mostly both Sarina and Naruto are together. This is where, well, they actually notice this and blush away because they notice, well, mostly Rosananto kind of having such a, well, mostly perverted grin on his face while looking at them. This is where, well, they got really unnerved and kind of just look away, but yeah. This is where, well, Hawking and even, what's it called, Menma were confused. This is where Menma wanted to fall asleep, so of course Hawking was helping him kind of fall asleep, but yeah. By kind of just like singing into his ear, slowly but nicely, so he could fall asleep. Which he doesn't mind that, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly Naruto just carries mostly Menma to his room, which where they were going to sleep, and yeah, you get the point. Sleep, eat, but we go into a time skip of 3 days later. And of course, mostly the ninjas who were remaining appeared. Now, there's really not that many ninjas actually appearing in, what's it called, the, well, we'll see that one kind of, what's it called? Flip, I forgot what it's called. But it's a, wait. So, that tuning exam kind of like fight. Mostly like how Rock Lee and Gaara like original kind of still happen, but yeah. So while fights like original canon would still happen, not many will actually happen. Like the Sound Ninjas are gone, and also like some other ninjas from like Cloud Village and other things will be gone. So mostly all the fights will kind of be kind of short and a little bit. So of course Sasuke is still not fighting none of the Sound Villages, but he is fighting against Naruto, and Naruto did not hold back at all. That motherfucker whooped the hell out of Sasuke so hard that that man was literally in the hospital. Sasuke, on the other hand, she got absolutely destroyed by Sarina. And when it came to Sai versus, well, Menma just didn't even fucking try. Or, well, not Menma wasn't fighting Sai. Sai kind of got to fight mostly Conqueror. Well, not, yeah, Conqueror, and of course, mostly Sai and Conqueror. They are fighting. But this is where, well, Naruto thought it would be a good idea to trip them up. Since both of their, well, mostly his strings is basically non-chakra manipulation, he decides to use it against Sai to trip him up, literally trip him up. And while he was actually going to dodge some poisonous kind of daggers, or mostly poisonous needles from mostly Conqueror, he couldn't. The strings right now stopped and mostly tripped him up. This is where Sai gets hit by the poison needles and right now got knocked out. This is where, well, Conqueror say, pathetic. But yeah, this is where, well, next was Sasuke, or Sasuke was knocked out, but yeah, this is where Hawking went against mostly, how should I say, mostly went against mostly, Kiba, and Kiba was quite kind of sexual, and other things he says, a beautiful girl like you shouldn't be, right now being with Enma or any of that, she should be with me. This is where, she really didn't like this guy at all, so sent a very powerful ice needle through, what's it called, mostly Kiba's neck, right now in his throat, and this is where making him cough up blood and falling down to the ground. This is where Hawkins says, stupid, idiotic mutt. Don't ever fucking dare talk to me like that. This is where she said. This is where, well, everyone was shocked and quite kind of seeing how cruel she is, but yeah. This is where, well, we go into mostly a time skip of mostly Kakashi crying in the corner because right now his whole team got literally squad wiped while mostly Naruto's team actually all passed. But yeah, this is where, well, some of mostly, how should I say, so, mostly Shikamaru had to fight against Shino for the fact that there was no Sound Ninja that he needed to fight, but yeah. So while mostly Shino and Shikamaru had to be fighting, this is where mostly Shino managed to win against Shikamaru, and Shikamaru lost. But yeah. Now with that happening, everyone was kind of shocked, but yeah, not the point. But this is where, well, we go into mostly a time skip later. Of course, where, well, Rosano had to train his team, but of course, where, well, Hakin and, well, mostly Sarina actually went to train with mostly Sarina's mother, because she's the only one to actually be able to use Hydroton. But yeah, Razanante kind of looks at Naruto or Razanante. Razanante wants to train by, well, mostly just train with someone, just because, yeah, he needs to train on his elements and other things. And Naruto decides to go train by himself. But yeah, this is where Razanante was saddened that mostly Naruto doesn't want to train by him. Well, yeah. But of course, Naruto, when he went to go train by himself, he met this perverted old man with white hair, and of course, mostly had also kind of brownish eyes. And of course, this man tries to ask Naruto if he wants to be trained by a legendary Sanin like him. Naruto looks at this man, did not care for 1 second, and walked away from this dude. He did not give a damn. He didn't even know who the hell this guy was, but this guy was annoying as hell to him. This is where, well, he completely just fucking walked away, but yeah. So while mostly Naruto ignored the white-haired man, that was none other than Jiraiya, the legendary Sanin. This is where, well, he went to go train by himself and learning Observation Hawking to a higher tier, Armament Hawking to another higher tier, and also Conqueror's Hawking to another higher tier. Just so he can actually have a better understanding how to use it and other things. Because he was actually talking to, well, the Reincarnation Doflamingo, and, well, yeah, the mostly actual Doflamingo, and also mostly Kurama. But of course, he was also kind of thinking of going into a form that will allow him to actually increase his power and strength. But this is where, well, he was actually kind of learning a little bit, but not the point. But this is where, well, we go into a time skip of 1 month later. And this is where, well, mostly everyone was actually showing up at the tuning exams, mostly at the final tuning exams. Everyone literally showed up, and of course there was one person missing. That is none other than Doflamingo, also known as Naruto Uzumaki, but who cares? But this is where, well, there was the Kages who showed up. There was mostly the Hokage, the Kazekage, also the Miss Kage. For some reason he was there, but he didn't look normal entirely. But who really cares about him? This is where, well, there were those three Kages that showed up. This is where, well, the Hokage had his own personal bodyguard who was actually Zabuza. The Kazekage had his own personal bodyguard also. This is where, well, the Miss Kage also had his own personal bodyguard. But yeah. But this is where, well, the event was about to start. Of course, right now the tuning instructor said the first match would be Neji versus Doflamingo Doxy. But of course, no one even know where Doflamingo was at. This is where Neji kind of chuckles and says, I guess that loser was actually going to get with this battle. Well, I guess you can now let me win this battle. But this is where, well, everyone felt such a powerful wave of something smashing from the sky towards the ground. This is where, well, everyone felt this overwhelming power. Someone was right now appearing from the sky, right now landing on the ground with such a heavy kind of like smash to the ground. This is where, well, the person right now grins, stood up, and this is where, well, he then managed to dispel the smoke by using a wave of his conqueror, knocking it out. This is where, well, he grins, and this is where he starts laughing. You think just because I wasn't here for a couple of minutes, you think you can just win without fighting me? You shall now know me as I, who has went through heaven and through hell. I am none other than call me none other than my new name. I am the heavenly demon itself. This is where, well, we'll see. The person right now had a pinkish flamingo outfit. Well, mostly the kind of coat behind it. This is where, well, he had his like white kind of coat showing his like muscular body. This is where, well, had white kind of like shorts and didn't seem to care. He was like, drip the fuck out. This is where, well, right now Neji says, what the fuck is that attire you're wearing? This is where, well, mostly Naruto itself just took us. They say, this tire right here is going to be the tire that defeats the shit of you. This drip that I have on. This is where, well, mostly Neji was confused, but didn't care and decided to say, bring it then. But before anything happens, this is where, well, mostly the proctor says, begin! This is where Neji rushes at, well, Naruto, but Naruto makes a string clone. And the string clone gets hit by, like, the palm strikes, and they don't do shit. This is where, well, the string clone just sends a powerful kick into Neji, launching his shit to the ground, knocking his shit out. This is where Neji gets up, but this is where he gets kicked again in the stomach, breaking some ribs. This is where, well, he tries to get up. This is where, well, mostly Naruto's laughing. What is this kind of fight? You're not even trying, are you? This is where, well, right now, mostly Neji coughs up blood, but this is where he grits his teeth and glares at mostly, well, Naruto and says, fuck you! This is where, well, he starts kind of using rotation, and the, what's it called? Mostly clone was actually stopped by it. But this is where, well, the clone was stopped by it by a little bit. But this is where the actual Naruto sends a powerful kick that rips through the chakra itself by nullifying, thanks to, well, mostly Armament Hawking. And this Armament Hawking was not normal because it looked to be normal, but it was glowing with a reddish energy color. He kicks the shit out of Neji, and it seems not to do anything, but it erupted literally Neji's kind of inner, like, mostly organs. Mostly making Neji cough up blood and fall down to the ground, knocked out. He's kind of like literally having internal bleeding. He falls down to the ground. This is where, well, the proctor had no other way to tell but saying that Doflamingo has won. This is where, well, Donquixote was laughing. But yeah, you get the point. Other than that, we go into mostly a time skip into the next battle. But for right now, I'm going to leave it off here. So have a nice potato day, potato night, potato soup, potato. I know it's short. I know that half of you are going to get angry and why I'm actually not continuing on for 1 hour for the fact that I have missed literally 1 year for this what if to come out. But other than that, I'm thinking more on how to actually continue it on. But maybe part 6 will be the end because I might do a 1 hour tomorrow. if I get to this what if. But other than that, bye soon. Yeah. So have a potato night, potato seed, potato, and potato. But yeah.